which if you haven't heard about it or seen them, they are just the rollers from doTERRA that are specifically created for our kids. They're also adult friendly, but they are great for our kiddos. Okay, so let's talk about what comes in the kit. So it comes in this cute little bag. I don't know if you can see me and the screen at the same time, but it's a cute little bag. And it's got all 7 rollers that come with little silicone toppers and little carabiners. So you can like attach them to backpacks or school bag, sports bags or whatever it is. They also come, where did I put them now that I lost them? Comes with these little flashcards, which are super fun and convenient if you don't really know how to use a specific roller. So it'll tell you which roller it is. And on the back, it'll just give you kind of like a little play-by-play. So it's like it's for rescuer. After running, jumping, and playing, rub rescuer onto your legs, feet, and back to soothe your active body. So it tells you exactly how to use your different rollers. And I would say most of these I'm going to roll on my kids' feet or let them roll on their feet. There's some of them like Steady. Once in a while, I'll rub it on a chest of one of my children. Thinker, I'll rub it on their neck, as well as Brave, usually on the wrist and neck. And Rescuer, we would apply to wherever there's like pain or an owie or discomfort. A lot of the times like growing pains and whatnot. So that's kind of what comes in the kids collection. These are offered individually, so you can purchase them, just the ones you want. But I would say, I'm sure Shayna would agree with me, that the best bang for your buck would get to the entire kit and use them in so many different ways. So that is the whole collection together. And then I came up with this little quote by myself, but you want to empower your children. So empower your children with knowledge and tools of essential oils. And Shayna is going to talk about the collection in the sense of like how she uses it daily and what you can do daily with them. And then I'll talk more about the emotional side of it. What's cool about this kit is there is a lady that is part of doTERRA. Her name is Amanda Porter, and she wrote the book Emotions and Essential Oils for Kids. And this is like a guide to your tools. So you have all your tools in the sense of roller form, and now you're given a guide on how to use them. And I think that was just like the most brilliant idea that she could come up with. And it's so helpful. So you can have the cards that come with it, and you can purchase the book and have two guides, 2 instructions on what to do and how to use them. So there you go.
Okay, so these are the oils that come in it just broken down. Stronger is the protective blend. It would be similar to On Guard, but like the pre-diluted, say different oils for kids, although you can still use On Guard on kids too. You can use it as a preventative, just rub on your kids' feet and spine to help them not get sick, and then use especially like when they are sick. Calmer is the restful blend. We use this like at bedtime. I'll rub it, or I'll have Cohen rub it in his hands and then like smell tint it, rub it on. He likes to rub it on his chest too and his feet. So that just helps like him unwind and be able to go to sleep. Because for some reason, kids are always more wound up at bedtime. And then there's Tamer. It's the digestive blend. So anytime like they have their tummy upset, my toddler will be like, I ate too many treats, Mom, and he'll rub on his belly. Also like for babies, like they're constipated or really colicky, I'd rub this on like their feet and belly too, and it helps a lot. Then there's Steady, which is the grounding blend. You can use this like whenever they're feeling nervous or anxious, or like after a tantrum, we'll use it, and just pulls you back and allows you to like think about your thoughts a little better. And then there's Thinker. Since I don't have older kids, we don't use this one a whole lot, but you can use this, like Brooke said, apply it on the back of your neck, and it just allows you to be able to focus, be creative. Rescuer, is the soothing blend. So if they get any owies, growing pains, it's like Deep Blue, but for kids. And then Brave, if they're like scared to do something like first day of school, like they're scared, they can have Brave and roll it on their wrists, and it will just help them, give them a boost of confidence.
Gotta unmute myself, I guess, before I can talk to you guys. Okay, I was just gonna go over the chat really quick. Peyton said that she made the mistake of purchasing separately and she wanted the flashcards. Yeah, there's such a good benefit to purchasing it as a whole, because you do get the case and you get the cards and you get the little carabiners. So sometimes that's the downside, but like I said, if you can't purchase it all together, you can always get them individually. Sydney and Eden said that they're probably their favorite kits. Veronica just said they absolutely love Tamer for car sickness. With school bus rides starting, it's going to be a go-to. That's interesting. I didn't even think about the school bus for those that are on those. My boys will be riding the bus for the first time and probably only year of their lives because of where we're living. And maybe I'll have to send Tamer with them too, because I know my 7-year-old, he kind of got booted to the back of the car once my daughter was born, and he does not like it. But he's always like, oh, my stomach hurts. And so he has Tamer with him all the time in the back seat. So, all right. So the two things I wanted to mention before we dive into the emotional side of things is being repetitive. So the more you use your oils, the more you show your kids and tell them to use their oils, the more they're going to get out of them. And then on their own, they're going to start being like, oh, I'm going to go grab this roller, or, they can use those note cards that we talked about, and they can look for themselves, like, which one do I need? What's really cool about these note cards too, and it says it on the rollers, or it shows it on the rollers, is they have like these individual, I don't know if you guys can see that because I blurred my screen a little bit, but they have like these individual symbols right up there. There's a brain, a body, and a heart. And it kind of just tells you what area of the body it's going to support. So calming the mind down with calmer, supporting your heart and your feelings with steady, and then like the body for rescuer. It's kind of like that, almost like a deep bluish type situation. But so anyways, using them frequently, giving them as an option, just saying like, hey, I noticed you're feeling a little bit crazy right now. Why don't you go grab your steady, or your, emotional, or whatever it is. Oh, hey, it's time for bedtime. Why don't you go roll your calmer on? And then just make sure you're constantly talking about them. They see what you're doing. So then kind of leading into that, be an example. What you're doing, show them your actions and your reactions, not only in diffusing every day or applying your own oils or applying the oils on them, but also watch how you are reacting emotionally and verbally. When your kids see you having an outburst, they're going to mimic that, because then in their mind, mom and dad do it, so it's okay, right? And it's really not. And it's not, it's hard sometimes. I kind of wrote in there, giving yourself and your kids grace. We're all okay to have bad days. And so that means our kids are allowed to have bad days. And with that being said, we have tools now to support them in their bad days, or ourselves. There's things that we can use to kind of help us calm down or support those big emotions that are happening. And then again, just using your oils daily, whether it's their oils or your oils. So Whitley just said, when I'm frustrated, I used to go, and now my kids do it too. That's kind of funny. Yeah, they mimic exactly what you do. So if I'm sitting there yelling at my child because I'm frustrated with them, I've caught myself doing that before, and now my 7-year-old does it to my 5-year-old. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I taught him that. Like, that's not okay. That's not how I should be controlling my emotions, and surely not how he should be doing it. So I don't know. Shayna, do your kids do that to each other? Do they mimic you at all?
Yes, I will. I don't know. Cone will be being crazy, about to jump off something, and I'll be like, "Don't do that. You're gonna break your arm." Or I said it like one time. Now, like Crew will be doing something, and he'll like, "Crew, stop! You're gonna break your arm." Like, I'm like, "Oh boy."
All right. So let's look into the emotional side of these 7 rollers. So like I said, they have an amazing purpose daily, and Shayna talked about all those amazing ways we can use them. And then there's the emotional side to it. So going over, let's do Brave first. Brave is your little orange roller. And also, I just want to preface too, I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but all of these kids collection rollers are designed specifically for them by the oils that were picked out to make the blend, as well as how they dilute them. So they're oils that are going to be gentle on your kids, and they're also diluted in these rollers a little bit more than maybe a standard roller would be, so that they're really gentle on their skin, and they work so well with kids. Obviously, they've been tested. These are they work so well. I forgot to mention too, my little kiddos really quick. When I go back to this slide, I asked them, I'm like, can you guys give me a little testimonial really quick of like what you guys love about these oils? And so my 7-year-old said, I love them. They take care of us and help us. I use them a lot. And then my 5-year-old just said, they come in a cool case. He's like, I use them to help me. So kind of generic, but I just thought it would be cute to get their feedback. But anyway, okay, so the orange roller is, I don't like that I blurred my screen because now it's blurring the things I'm trying to show you. Oh well. This is Brave. Brave is the oil of courage. And while I'm showing you this, I want to show you, and I'll kind of have the page on the next couple slides. But in this book, it has, oh my goodness, a couple pages. We'll put it back by my face. That tell you exactly what each roller does for emotions. That's what's so amazing about the book by Amanda Porter. But each roller is listed on what is best to use for each emotion: afraid, sad, angry, out of control, etc. So I kind of added those in here, and then I'll elaborate a little bit more. So Brave is the oil of courage. When your child is feeling afraid or not good enough, this is the oil you're going to want to reach for. And like I said, roll it on their wrists, roll it on their neck. It's going to help them stand up and be brave. It's going to help them stand up for who they are. If there's a bully, I mean, have them roll it on, because guess what? They're going to feel stronger than that bully. It's going to help them speak up when they're afraid or nervous. If they're getting nervous going into a sport, if they have a race or they have a game or something, Brave is a great one to roll on beforehand. I did that and Thinker on my little guy when he had his soccer tryouts. And guess what? He crushed it and he's on the team now. And then Thinker. So Thinker is a great blend for focusing. So this is our yellow one. And it's going to help during distractions. A lot of the girls in my community, as well as myself, we use it when it's time for focusing our kids for homework and studies and things like that, focusing your kids for sports. Mine has like Squirrel. He's not fully this way, but he's like ADD. Like, okay, I'm going to focus on something else. I'm like, nope, hone it back in. We need to focus on what's going on here. So then afterwards you can be crazy if you want, but right now you need to show up and do your best. And so distractions, if your child is overstimulated, if they're sad, if they're out of control, which I kind of thought was interesting, because when I think out of control, I think steady, which is also an option, but Thinker is also another oil to reach for if that's one you have on hand. It's really good for transitioning into different situations. So if we're going to transition like that homework situation from having our snacks and playtime, all right, we're transitioning into homework time. That's a great one. And then time management. If they have a chore list and you want them to focus on a chore list and do things in a timely manner, this is another one to reach for. The next one is Calmer. Calmer is in this cute little purple one. I think this one's probably my favorite, maybe just because it's purple, but I really do love this one. My kids roll this one on their feet every single night. We kind of go back and forth. I like to use some of my oils on them, but I like to give them that empowerment and that self-control to do this themselves, and they know which ones to grab. They always reach for the purple and the red. So purple is the oil of rest. When they're angry and out of control, those are ones to reach for emotionally, because guess what? It's for calming. It's calmer blend. It's going to soothe their hearts and their minds and help them kind of feel that peace and happiness and like a sense of purpose behind their situation, right? It's going to calm them down from a level 10 to a level 2, hopefully. And another thing that's really cool about Calmer is it helps them if they need a fresh start. My 7-year-old is very hot-headed. And when we get in fights, he started asking me, Mom, can we start over? Can we have a better day? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I would love that. And like, even when I'm fuming, I'm like, is he more mature than me that he's coming to me and being like, hey, Mom, let's have a better day. So Calmer is great for that.
Nothing. Is that crazy?
What? Wait, were you saying something? Here's she. Okay, maybe not. So then Stronger is our red one. And this is our protective blend. I like to relate this to like almost an on guard. It's going to protect our kiddos' bodies, like Shayna said, for illness, things like that, but also being the oil of protection when they're hurt or they're sad. Stronger shields out negativity. And it also allows your kid to have strength, which is kind of cool. Similar to On Guard, both of them being protective, Stronger and On Guard being protective in the sense of like your aura and making sure that you're protecting your own emotions over anything else, right? And so then the next one is Rescuer. And some people relate this to like a deep blue, some relate it more to just, I don't know, giving your body comfort in growing pains and stuff like that. But Rescuer is soothing and reassuring during times that they're fearful, when they're hurt, when they're sad. And so this is a great one if their mind is kind of racing and there's a lot of chaos in their emotions. Sometimes kids don't show it externally and they keep it inside. Even adults do that, right? And it helps us recognize that inner chaos and release it a little bit more. And one thing that Rescue reminds me of is that pain is a form of communication, right? Your body's telling you that you're hurting, not necessarily just physically, but also deep inside in your heart, emotionally. And it encourages resilience and faith and that strength. So love Rescuer for that one. Steady. That's cute. Oh, it's missing its little carabiner. That would be my boys. Steady is our grounding blend. This one is that one that we reach for when kids are out of control, when witching hour comes upon us, also when they are afraid. Steady's kind of that reassuring one to help bring them control and stabilize their emotions. It also helps them find their unique, authentic self. And Eden, she said, I love the emotional side of these so much. I do too. I think it's so cool that there is an emotional side to both of them because, or to all of them, not just helping you physically, but also helping you, your insides and keeping you happy. Okay. And then the last one was Tamer. Tamer is our light blue one. It helps tummy aches. I kind of mentioned this on, I think it was our last call. If not, I've mentioned it on my reels, but Tamer makes me think of, okay, yeah, tummy aches. But why do we have tummy aches? Funny enough, I learned this from Sydney. But months and months ago, she was talking about our brain gut connection. And it's just been reinforced more as I've researched this stuff. And it just keeps coming up that when your brain isn't 100%, when you're struggling, when you're anxious, when you're nervous, when you're depressed, whatever it is, when they're afraid, it's going to come in the sense of a tummy ache. So when your kid's at school and you get that phone call, hey, so-and-so, this is the nurse from the school, your little guy is in here for a tummy ache. And I'm sitting here like, does he have a test today? Was there a kid that was being mean to him? it's showing up as a form of a stomach ache. And I'm not saying this is all the time. Sometimes they truly do just have a stomach ache from maybe eating bad or whatnot, but it's a great support to help reassure them that they're going to be okay. It helps them integrate their thoughts, their feelings, and like recognize that those experiences that they're having are beneficial to themselves. And it kind of just supports them in, what am I trying to say? And basically just having a clear mind and not being necessarily tied up in that tummy. So, Shailene says I've lost count the times my kids have reached for Tamer themselves. It's such a good one. It really is. And I just like that when you think tummy ache, it can support them emotionally and physically, because not all the times am I like, oh, I'm going to reach for Brave and think that it's maybe because they're feeling afraid or not good enough. A lot of the times I just reach for Brave because I want them to be brave, right? But Tamer is that one that I'm like, nope, it does it all. It's going to support them emotionally and physically. And I know that immediately. So that's kind of the emotional support behind them. And then I just want to show you guys really quick a little bit about this book. So this is the Emotions and Essential Oils for Kids book by Amanda Porter. And I took 2 little pictures of my favorite pages in this book for you guys. Not only does it have these pages, she goes through each oil one by one. And I'll just kind of give you an example of, which one I want to show you guys. I think here, we'll go with Steady. I don't know that you'll be able to see this because, like I said, my screen blurred out. But so under Steady, it tells you exactly what it is. It's for patient and grounded and feeling. So it says, if you're worried about the future or even afraid right now, this blend is a steadying choice. What's really cool about the way Amanda words these pages in this book is she directs it towards kids. And if your kids can't read, you can read it to them. But the way she's written it is not like she's addressing an adult. She's addressing children and saying, hey, this is what you're going to use this oil for. So it also says, if your feelings or actions have been out of control, Steady Essential Blend can help you feel more grounded. And then she kind of gives her own little top tip on how to do it, specifically for parents. It says to kind of like a parent note, validate your child's struggles by sharing a time where you made a mistake or felt out of control. So I love that she's like, here's an example of how you can support them in this big emotion that they're going through on top of the oil. Tells you exactly how to use it, where to apply it, and just a reminder to the kids that, so like for Steady, there are no lasting mistakes if you choose to learn from each experience. You guys, I love this book. I don't know. She's a godsend. That's all I know, because when she came into my life, thankfully through our community, she was meant to be in my life for sure. She was meant to be in my upline because I've learned so much from her and I just feel so grateful for that. But I wanted to share that with you. It is available for purchase. If anyone is new around here, I don't know that anybody is, but if anybody wants to purchase this today, that's in my team, I'll send you the book for free if you purchase the kids collection today. So Shayna, did you have any other comments you wanted to add either on the emotional side or physical side of it?
No, I was just gonna say I have that book too and I love it.
It is. It's so good. And then Eden, yeah, it was so meant to be. It really was. I've done a lot with Amanda now, and I'm so excited to learn more from her. Okay. Does anyone else have any other comments? Are we good to go? I'm gonna stop recording. Okay, you guys, thank you so much.